Welcome to Use and Abuse a Mew YouTube page. This is our YouTube channel. This is not the music podcast. Honk him.
No, it's not.
Hey, look, y'all can hear her better tonight or better. Sorry about the earlier or the videos later on. You guys are going to see this one probably should be tomorrow, Wednesday. Fingers crossed. Anyways, move some microphones around so she has a little bit more access to the microphone where we can hear her a lot better. Hopefully I don't go hitting the microphone tonight, but we'll see. You guys will see a lot of videos. Yeah. This is going to be video one of what probably will be roughly 16 weeks worth of videos. We know we got 5 already done from last night. Those of you that follow me on social media saw my personal post of doing 5 videos last night. Then we're doing this one. Then we have another 9 videos to do for the Goodwill purchase a couple, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
Over 2 weeks ago now, but 2 weeks ago, it'll be about 3 weeks this coming Saturday, where we bought a crap load of LPs over at our local Goodwill store on their 50% off. At least it was the 17th and 18th of May. You guys will see those, and there was supposed to be dropping first, but no, things change, things happen, and there's also one where you'll have an unboxing, and then you'll see like a cut, and then a new version of going over the albums because the original video didn't go the way I wanted it to, so I'm gonna re-record that one. And luckily, that one's only 3 albums, I think. Well, technically 4, but the 4th one didn't come with a jacket, or at least a proper jacket, so we're not really gonna talk about it on YouTube that much. It's on the podcast. I think it was actually last week's podcast.
It was
51, episode 51, which was our second part of our PMRC Senate hearing, which this Friday we're gonna have the Frank Zappa part of
the
PMRC Senate hearing,
his testimony.
Plus we'll give our commentary or our thoughts, what he has to say, and then there will be the question and answer period or statement period from the Senate committee, and then we'll play that, and then we'll play our statements, comments that we want to make afterwards. So, and then I don't know, we'll see where we because after that we still have John Denver and Dee Snider to deal with. But anyways, I'm thinking with here in probably next week, sometime this next coming week after the Frank Zappa episode, there's going to be just like an update. It'll be like a small update episode where I'll probably be on it because Kim will be at work. So I'll talk about what the plans are for the rest of the PMRC stuff. And then I think we're going to take just a little bit of a break, just a 1 week break, and get some other stuff out there, or get something else. Hopefully an interview. I've got to contact the person to see if he is going to be able to do it. If he is, then we'll do an interview in between the PMRC run, just to kind of give everybody a break from the Senate hearings and stuff. But that's the plans there. But this is YouTube, and this is all about albums. The albums we're getting, we either buy from Goodwill or we're buying off of lots off of eBay, or buying certain records from people on Discogs. I know I've started looking at Reverb LP2. I mean, as you see back there, I mean, there's stacks of records right here. And of course, we got our normal stacks up there. Hopefully, as time goes on, you'll start seeing those. That actually will tell the difference, and you'll see it filling up. The reason why the cassettes are kind of all over the place, we did finally get a tape deck for our home stereo, and it's been kind of cool reminiscing, going back, listening to some old cassettes. I've got at least one that was personally recorded for me from a band from Reno, Nevada at the time called Powerhouse, and they were in our local hometown of Bow Mountain, Nevada, playing at our local casino there, the Al Club Motel and Casino, and I brought them a cassette tape. They recorded both their first and second sets for me, and I actually still have it. It still plays. We listened to one set, and it really sounded good.
It did.
You know,
it did.
But anyways, we'll get into that also on the podcast one of these times. And then just been checking out some original stuff. A lot of stuff we have has been digitally remastered, via either iTunes or even digitally remastered on remastered versions of the CDs. So getting to hear stuff again, originally, when it was released on cassette or vinyl, is completely different. And we've been enjoying it. But today we were going through a set of records that were purchased on frig the 31st. What day was 31st? Was that Friday?
Friday, May 31st.
Okay. So it was just this last week. This is May 31st. We bought these at our local Goodwill store, which, the next day was actually their 50% off. I didn't want to fight the crowds this time. So we purchased these the night before, and I said, heck with it, let's just do it. So we're going to go over a few records here. We have a nice little stack. I guess I could pick them up real quick and just show you the stack. There's the stack of records. Some of these are shocking. They're really all in good shape. If you've listened to the podcast, you'll know that we did an episode where we talked about what we look for when we're buying them at Goodwill. As far as jackets go, I'm not too particular if the jackets are beat up. It's just mainly the records. And I will look at them in different lights. We'll even pull our lights up on our cell phones and check for deep scratches. Anything kind of minute or looks like maybe it might just affect a little bit of surface play. I'm not too worried about it because I know we have the groove washer. It will take care of all the dirt in there. You might have just a little as it goes over, but I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I think it's mainly gonna be pops. You'll have your normal nick and pops that you have from an album, but a lot of these are either stuff we're wanting or something that catches our eye, like this very first one. This one caught our eye. Well, actually, it didn't, because I actually thought Kim was into these guys because of her parents or something, but I found out just recently she's not.
They're good though. I like the singers. I just never got to hear a lot of their albums.
Okay, well, let's start this off, and this time Kim's really more prepared. As you guys will find out in these the last set of videos, which you won't see until probably about August, I think we figured out.
August, yes.
That we just recorded last night. We don't have there's not a lot of information given, but we want to give a little bit more information during these videos. And so Kim's prepared. She's got stuff pulled up on my phone so she can look at this stuff and provide some interesting information. So Kim, on this very first album, let's go ahead and talk about the release date.
Okay, the release date of this album was January 1970, and it was released by Simon and Garfunkel.
This is Bridge Over Troubled Water, which is
their fifth and final studio album by the American folk rock duo.
Okay, so it's their fifth. You just said fifth and final. You don't have to give all that extra stuff. I mean, when we do, Simon and Garfunkel on the podcast, that's the type of information we give. But this is their fifth and final album. Kind of interesting. You think about it.
It is
really interesting that this is their fifth and final one. So, and probably one of their bigger ones. But there's the front cover. There's the back cover. Unfortunately, Goodwill do put these stickers on, and they're a pain in their rear to get off. And as you see, the jacket is messed up, falling apart.
Just needs a little TLC.
A little TLC, she says. And as soon as she says TLC, I start thinking waterfalls. I wonder why. I see we got the sleeve, Columbia Records sleeve. I think this is Columbia, if I remember right.
I think so.
It is. There's the 2i red label, 2 eyes there on the right and left hand side of the record, or of the spindle hole. And Kim, what kind of, actually, before we get to that, let me go ahead and get this prepared and get ready to go over the track listing. And then Kim will give us what songs were, actually, go ahead and tell us what songs were released off this album.
Okay.
For singles.
All right.
And go ahead, if If they have a date, so you can provide it. If they don't, we won't worry about it.
Okay. All right. They actually had 4 singles released. One of them was called The Boxer, released March 21st, 1969. Then Bridge Over Troubled Water, released January 1970. Cecilia, released April 1970. And El Condor Pazza, If I Could, is what that translates to, released September 1970.
Okay. So this is what we got. We got side one, Bridge Over Troubled Water, El Condor Pasa, Cecilia, Keep the Customer Satisfied, So Long, Frank Lloyd Wright. Side two starts with The Boxer, Baby Driver, The Only Living Boy in New York, Why Don't You Write Me, Bye Bye Love, and Song for the Asking. And here on the back of the cover, you have the song listings or the lyrics for all the songs, and just give you an idea or know that I'm looking here at the lyrics for "Bye Bye Love," and this is a remake or cover of the Everly Brothers.
Oh, okay.
Because I just read the lyrics and look at the lyrics, and that is how the Everly Brothers do sing that song.
Okay.
All right. So, what other information you got for us, Kim?
Okay. It actually was the #1 album on the Billboard 200. It actually topped on other charts,
Yeah, we're not worried about other
but we're
countries.
not but on other countries, but just to let you know, it was a Billboard top at 1.
Right.
Then
It's the top. It's the U.S. Billboard Top 200.
yeah. And then it says the other thing that might be interesting here for everybody to note is in the United States, it was actually certified 8 times platinum, which
8
means,
million copies.
yeah, 8 million copies sold in the US.
Right on. Wow.
And
So
the United Kingdom, for our listeners in the United Kingdom, it was actually 10 times platinum.
10 times platinum in the United Kingdom. There we go. Well, that's great. Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Right. And I do apologize real quick for the glare off the TV screen on my glasses. The only problem about wearing glasses. All right, next album we have, and I think we're just gonna. I think I kind of screwed up on that first one, so let me just go ahead and we'll talk about the name the album first. Then you can give us the release date. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right, this is Kenny Rogers with Kim Carnes, Sheena Easton, and Dottie West. Album is titled Duets.
Okay, that album was a special album released 1984 by Liberty Records from Kenny Rogers.
Okay. And here we have on the back, here's the songs on it. We have We've Got Tonight with Sheena Easton, Every Time Two Fools Collide with Dottie West, Hey, Won't You Play Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song with Dottie West. Hey, I actually know that song. I remember. All right, real quick, sidebar or a station break. That song there was actually done. The first time I actually heard it was on a cassette I bought for my daughter called Urban Chipmunk. And it was Alvin the Chipmunks, obviously, right? And they had done like Achy Breaky Heart and all these other big country songs in there. Oh gosh, Aaron Tippin's that one, the radio one. Uh Ain't Nothing Wrong with the Radio.
Okay.
Okay. And that one's funny because Simon, you know how Simon's about, right?
Oh, yeah.
There isn't anything wrong with the radio. And Aaron
Yeah.
Tippin's getting all pissed off. It was pretty funny. But anyways, that's actually the first time I heard this, hey, won't you play another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song? But anyways, he does it with Dottie West on here. Till I Can Make It on My Own with Dottie West. All I Ever Need Is You with Dottie West. On side two, we have Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer with Kim Carnes. Baby, I'm a Want You. Baby, I'm a Want You. Okay. With Dottie West. Together Again with Dottie West. Anyone Who Isn't Me Tonight with Dottie West. And That's the Way It Could Have Been with Dottie West. So pretty much most of it's with Dottie West. They did do an album together.
Yes, they did.
But this is what like you said, special. It's more like a compilation,
Yeah,
actually.
it is.
All right. So what do we? I don't we probably didn't release any hits, any singles off of this.
No, they didn't.
Did it chart?
It did. It actually charted on the U.S. Billboard Top Country Albums at 43
Okay.
and the U.S. Billboard 200 at 85.
Okay.
And then also for all of our Canada listeners, it also charted in the Canadian RPM Top Albums at 64.
Okay. And did it get any other type of certifications from the RIAA?
No, it didn't.
Oh, as far as we know, it didn't.
Yeah, as
All
far
right.
as
So,
we
anyways,
know.
Kenny Rogers duets, and it came out what 84? Is that what you said?
84. In fact,
right.
it was December of 1984.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on here to another compilation album, and this one is by our little somebody who in our PMRC episodes, when we get to his, we'll be letting Congress know that he himself was actually banned back in the 70s because everybody mistaken a song of his for meaning you're getting high instead of being the Rocky Mountain High, which had nothing to do with being high on drugs. Anyways, John Denver's, and this is his greatest hits. This is the first greatest hits he released. And Kim, what year did this come out?
It came out November 1973.
November 1973. So I was, November 73. I just turned 2, like 2 months before that. So anyways, on this we have the songs Leaving on a Jet Plane, Take Me Home, Country Roads, Poems, Prayers, and Promises, Rocky Mountain High, For Baby, for Bobby, Starwood in Aspen, Rhymes and Reasons, Follow Me, Goodbye Again, The Eagle and the Hawk, and Sunshine on My Shoulders. Now, I'm pretty certain because, I'm not really sure about back then. Not like today, or not even like in the 80s, where a lot of our artists in the 80s, when they released the greatest hits album, they would actually add on a couple new songs that had never released. So I don't think they were doing that back then. I don't think it even got released as a single, did it?
No, nope. It actually. Oh, hold on, just a moment here.
Well, we might have album charts because obviously,
Yeah.
a greatest hits would go up on the album charts.
Yeah, we do have album charts, but no particular release.
Okay, so what we got on the album charts?
Okay, so for the U.S. country, it was 47.
Right, did it go on the Billboard Top 200?
I do believe it did at number 1.
Number 1 on the Billboard Top 200.
Yes.
Nice.
And it also was number 1 in Canada, 4 in Australia, New Zealand 17, and UK is 7. And also, it was in the U.S. 9 times platinum.
Wow, 9 million copies.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyways, that's John Denver, greatest hits, his first one. That's some good information there.
Yes.
All right, this next one's going to be interesting. Now, unfortunately, I don't think the camera's going to catch it all, but I will do my best to try to get the camera to catch it all. Oh, we didn't even pull out the, wow, I totally forgot to pull the records out.
Yes, you did.
Let me run back to that real quick. We'll just pull it out anyways. Anyways, it does have the original John Denver sleeve. I'm not going all the way back to Kenny Rogers. And it is released on RCA Victor. Okay, now this one is the black label release, which is a re-release. The original release was on orange label.
Orange label.
And they did have it over there. They did have it. However, it scratched up pretty bad, and we just chose not to pick it up. All right, so this one's interesting. This one's going to get interesting. Here it is. John Denver's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. This is not a U.S. release, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm going to show you the back of it real quick, and if you can make it out right there, it does look like Chinese letters or Japanese letters or whatever type of letters. When I did some investigating on it, and I'll show you here in a minute, when I did some investigating, you don't have a sleeve. That is pretty much a sleeve. When I did some investigating into this Union label, this is actually a label for Taiwan. So this is a Taiwan release, which we're not 100% sure if it was an official release in Taiwan. Because I did notice when I was looking up a lot of the stuff from Union, or for this union of a lot of their releases. A lot of their releases were unofficial. It's still cool. I mean, it is another country release, but anyways, on this one here, and I don't know, you got the track listing on there?
I
Does it give you track listing?
It does give me the track
Okay, what I want you
listing.
to do is just follow through as I read, and we'll see if these follow. I don't mean like follow in order. I mean at least just see if the same songs are on there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is what I've got. I've got or any song. Welcome to my morning. Fly away. Like a sad song. Looking for space. Thank God I'm a country boy. Grandma's feather bed. Back home again. I'm sorry. My sweet lady.
Which was a single released on that album.
Okay. Calypso. And this old guitar.
Yeah, the track listing matches.
All right. So it's at least the same track. Is it same order?
Same order.
Okay. So at least it's the same order, same track listing. And you said they actually released My Sweet Lady?
Yep. The single release from this album is My Sweet Lady. It peaked 13 on the adult contemporary chart, 32 on the pop chart, and 62 on the country chart in the United States.
Okay, but this makes all right. That's cool. And how did this? I mean, obviously, this, and we do, and like we said, there is another cover.
Yes.
This is not the cover that at least was for the U.S. release.
No, that it's not.
Matter of fact, I didn't know this cover was actually used at all.
Yeah, it's not the U.S. release cover.
But do we have anything on the album information, like any million sales or anything like that? RIAA.
Okay.
The recording industry.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot what it was called.
All right. So for the volume hits number 2.
Yeah.
It looks like it went 2 times platinum.
2 times platinum. 2 million copies. Not bad. And what year did you say it was released in?
March 1977.
March of 77. Nice. That was the year Elvis died.
Uh-huh. It was.
So anyways, that's, great right there. So, anyways, we picked that one. And that one there was picked up regardless if it was looking like it could play. That one was one of those ones where like, ooh, then there's another country one, different country. I couldn't find it on Discogs, so that was like even more intriguing to me. But actually, the album itself is in good shape. I'm not saying great shape. I'm not saying like what they call very good plus or a very good. Actually, I would call it probably very good. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how to do that really. So far as I go on that, everything is good. If it looks like it could play, it's good. Right?
Right.
All right. All right, let's move on. And the next we have now, those are some of you know. This was actually we've actually bought this. Previously it was on MCA. We have this copy.
Yes, we do.
And we find out this is actually a re-release copy. Because the original obviously was originally released on 78 RPM records. Actually twice. There was an original release and then a re-release. Then you had an original LP release. And then you had 2 or 3, was it 3 LP or 2 LP or 1 LP re-release? Well, actually, it'd be 2 because 3 because you got one that's also on MCA, which I don't think that talks about because that's a different thing, right?
No, don't talk about it.
All right. Anyways, so what we're talking about here is Bing Crosby's "Merry Christmas" released on Decca Records. This is the front cover of it. Again, it looks just like the MCA. They flipped to this cover 1955. I think is what we read.
Yeah.
They flipped to this cover in 1955. Otherwise, the original cover is blue. Merry Christmas up here with a black and white photo of Bean. Backside there, it just shows a bunch of different albums. And then inside, unfortunately, it doesn't have the deal. But as you see, this is got a colorful deck label. So we know that's not original because original Decas, just like most original ones, they were all black. They're all black and silver or black and white. Mm-hmm. They weren't colorful back in the day when they first released them.
No.
But anyways, this is again got it's the same album that's been released since 19. What did we say? 49, right? Well, what do you got for releases, Kim?
Okay, so I have for release dates. The original was released as you said, on 78 RPM album in 1945. Then again in 1947, it was re released on 78 RPM album. 1949 was the original LP album. And then, as you stated, in 1955, redesigned LP album, which is the one that he's showing that he's
What year?
got. 1955.
55. Okay. So, anyways, the track listing is as follows: Silent Night, a Des Fidels, sung in Latin and English, better known as O Come All Ye Faithful, White Christmas, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Faith of Our Fathers, I'll Be Home for Christmas. Side 2 starts with Jingle Bells, Santa Claus is Coming Home to Town, or Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Jeez Louise, Scott. Silver Bells, it's beginning to look like Christmas. Christmas in Killarney. Killarney?
Killarney.
Killarney.
Christmas in Killarney.
Thank you. And, oh, good Lord. Mel Cali.
Mel Mel Calamika.
All right. Otherwise, Merry Christmas.
Yes, I believe, and I am not completely sure on this. We'll get more information, but I believe it might be Hawaiian for Merry Christmas.
Okay. Anyways, you got any chart information or stuff like that?
That's what I'm looking for.
I doubt. Probably won't have no chart information. At least not on the original. I mean, probably on the 78, it probably did, but I doubt on the LP release itself. I don't think there'd be any charts. Might have information like the RIAA information about how many it sold.
Okay, so
but we may not even have that information because
it doesn't.
It's a hit and miss with Wikipedia, and then it's also a hit and miss on what you trust.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I see a lot of times on Wikipedia when we're looking up albums release dates, and then you go look for the same thing in RIAA, and also the release dates are different.
Yeah, I do.
Sorry about that.
Apologize. There's actually no more information on the RIAA for this album.
And then we'll just call it good. That's all. You're only doing as much as you can do, and that's you're living with Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly.
And everyone at home knows what it's like dealing with Wikipedia. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get her to take these off my hands. That's what we were doing last night, and it's a little easier. All right, next album out, we have a husband and wife duo, better known as Captain and Tennille. This is their album Dream. When I was looking up some information on this one earlier, I actually found out part of this album was actually recorded in their private home studio.
Really?
Yes. But anyway, so there's the front cover. And then there's the back cover. And it does have the inner sleeve, which is a nice. It's not as thick as some of the other ones, but it's still nice. And then the song listings. Then we'll go ahead and pull out the A&M records. It is on A&M, not really showing up very well because the lighting, I do apologize. As we found out, lighting at certain times of the day does not work to do YouTube. Or at least until we can get some better lighting. How's that? And maybe one of these days we will. Maybe. Really just depends on how well our YouTube channel takes off.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, when we may start just, doing a live episode every week. I don't know.
Well, okay.
We might start doing, even though we do most of it from a script. We may, unless we have episodes like we have right now where we're letting in stuff play, we may not do those ones live. But when it's just me and her, we may just go ahead and do some live episodes. Or when we're even having people on to do an interview with me, we'll do a live episode. All right. Anyways, what you got for Captain Tennille Dream? What's the release date?
Okay, the release date was late May 1978. And there was actually some singles that were released from this album.
Okay.
One of them was I'm on My Way. The second single released was You Never Done It Like That. And the third and final single released was You Need a Woman Tonight.
I'm on my way. You Never Done It Like That. Dixie Hummingbird. You Need a Woman Tonight. Love Me Like a Baby. Love is Spreading Over the World. D Keyboard Blues. Good Enough. If There Were Time. Back to the Island, and Dream.
And just a little more information.
Yep, go ahead.
This album actually hit the U.S. 200 top 200 chart at 131 in 1978 with the Dream album.
Mm-hmm.
And then their singles, actually the first single that they released, which is I'm on My Way, topped out at 74 on the Hot 100, and on the American Country it was 6, and then also in 78 You Never Done It Like That on the Hot 100 was 10, as well on the American Country is 10, and then the final one that they released as a single was You Need a Woman Tonight, which hit number 40 on the Hot 100 chart, and on the American Country chart 40.
All right, cool. Great information there about Captain Tennille and their Dream album. What album number was it on their discography? I don't. I don't remember if you said that. I think we just went with the release date. We kind of missed out on some of these ones, and I apologize. What you got?
Let me see.
I think it was like fourth one or something like that.
Okay, yes. It says Dream is the fourth album by the duo Captain and Tennille, and their final album with A&M Records.
Oh wow! So it's their final album with A&M record label. All right. Wow. All right. Well, in our world, in the world of the era we grew up in, we are down to the final two, and we're down to what we consider probably the best two, at least out of this find. Now, obviously, when we buy lots and they come wrapped up, I'm not going to dig through them while we're doing the YouTube video and go, okay, here are the ones that we want to put on the back because this is the ones we grew up on, or this is what stuff that was popular in our day. We're not going to do that. But when we buy them like this and they're separated like this, or we can do that, we're going to do that. You know, we're going to reorder them and put them in an order where it's like, okay, here's the stuff here's the stuff that was popular when we were, teens or preteen to teen, through our school years.
Yes.
All right. So the first one here is, I know it's this man's second album.
It is his second solo album, yes.
Yes, second solo album. And kind of give it, I swear he came from the Commodores, but I can't remember if I'm right or not. So anyways, where is going to go? And it is Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down.
And it was actually released on Motown Records and on October 11th, 1983.
Okay. And so there's the front cover, back cover. This one is a gatefold. And I'll show you what I did with it earlier when I first showed it to Kim when we first got this. So here's how it's supposed to go. But I was being a smart aleck and I turned it the other way around because those of you know his next album, his third album, is actually called Dancing on the Ceiling.
Yes, that is true.
So I turned it upside down. So see, he was already telling us he was going to do Dancing on the Ceiling without us even knowing it. But that's only if you had the album. The LP. If you didn't have the LP, you wouldn't know. All right, so here we go. Here is the lyric sheet insert, and more lyrics. And this is pretty beat up. It does need to be taped. It's falling apart. But it is also on Motown Records. So this is, again, Lionel Richie's second album, Can't Slow Down. This has got some big hits. And Kim, while I'm putting all this stuff away, why don't you go ahead and tell us what songs were released?
Okay, so he had a total of five singles released from this album.
I know at least two of them.
One of them is All Night Long.
All Night Long.
Released August 31st, 1983. Running with the Night, number 2, November 1983. Third one is Hello, released February 13th, 1984. Single 4 was Stuck on You, released May 1st, 1984. And the fifth and final one, Penny Lover, released September 30th, 1984. All
right, well, while you're looking up the album charts and our nice little RIAA information, I will give us the rundown of the track listings. We're going to start on side 1 with the actual title track, Can't Slow Down. Second song is All Night Long, All Night. Third song is Penny Lover. And the fourth song on side 1 and the final song on side 1 is Stuck on You. So right there we got 1, 2, at least 3 of his how many did you say? Five?
Five total singles.
We got 3 of the 5 singles. It wasn't Can't Slow Down, wasn't it? Right?
Yeah, Can't Slow Down was the other one.
Oh, was it?
Oh no, it was okay. So nope,
We got
can't.
All Night Long, Penny Lover, and Stuck on You.
Uh-huh.
And all right. Anyways, on side 2, we got Love Will Find a Way, The Only One, Running with the Night,
That's the other single that was released.
and Hello.
That's the other single that was released.
So 2 singles came off side 2, and 3 came off side 1. Amazing. Amazing. You know. So anyways, what you got for album chart?
Okay, so for both the U.S. Billboard 200 and the U.S. Billboard Top R&B Hip Hop Albums, it came in at number 1.
Okay.
Also, it was on the year-end charts, Billboard 200, it topped at 4, and it was actually certified diamond in the United States by the RIAA, meaning it sold 10 million copies.
Correct. All right. And that's Lionel Richie's Can't Slow Down, his second record. All right.
Sounds like one of his most successful albums, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on. You just think of those, I mean, All Night Long and Hello. I mean, those are still played today.
Yes, they are.
You know, I mean, Lionel Richie had some good songs. I mean, and then you go off his next album, you got Say You, Say Me, and you've got at least Dance on the Ceiling. Those are still, I mean, may not be that popular today, but they're hits off of that album too. But we're not there. We don't have Dance on the Ceiling on the LP yet. You know, so I said yet.
Yes, I did.
Because I will be looking for that. I do. I mean, I've got it on cassette. We have it on CD. And so now I want the LP, you know. All right, last one we're pulling up today. The last one we have is The Police. It's Zenyatta Mandata. Data or what, I don't know. And I apologize if I mispronounced it. However, I've only knew one album by The Police, and that was Synchronicity. Or at least I thought I only knew one album or knew one or a few songs off of that album. When I found out today, I actually know a song off of this one. But what year was it? What we got? What we got? What album number was it for them?
Okay, this was the third studio album by The Police.
What year was it released?
It was released in 1980, to be more exact, October 3rd, 1980.
Well, at least according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, October 3rd, 1980.
All right, and what singles were released?
Okay, there was a total of 2 singles.
Yep.
One of them was Don't Stand So Close to Me, released 19th of September, 1980.
Okay.
And Do, Dee, Da, 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 released 5th of December, 1980.
All right. Well, while you're looking up all the extra cool information, I will be jumping here and giving us our track listing. Side 1, we got Don't Stand So Close to Me, Driven to Tears, When the World is Running Down, You Make the Best of What's Still Around, Canary in a Coal Mine, Voices Inside My Head, and Bombs Away. Side 2, we have Dee Do Do Do, Dee Da Da Da, Behind My Camel, Man in a Suitcase, Shadows in the Rain, and The Other Way of Stopping.
Okay. It actually topped out at number 5 for the album on the US Billboard 200. It also, in 1981, on the US Billboard Pop Albums, topped out at 9. And then it looks like Don't Stand So Close to Me, the single, topped out at number 1, was the peak position. And then the Dee Do 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 Dee Da 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 on the pop singles topped out at number 10. And yeah, that's it. And this album actually went 2 times platinum, which means it was 2 million copies sold.
Okay. And again, that's the front cover. That's the back cover. I know I forgot to do that part. And we do have the insert. And then we'll pull out the record real quick. This is actually on A&M Records too. Again, you're not going to see it labeled very well because of the lighting we have to use. Anyways, that is our last final album. Anyways, so that's what we got. We got some records. We picked them up on Friday the 31st of May, and it is what it is. We're gonna clean them up. We'll give them a spin on the old record player and get to hear some stuff. Most of it we know. Some of it, like I just said, like the Police, we don't know that one. We never heard it. I at least never heard the album. I heard one song. So give me a chance to actually listen to some of the Police. And there's even Simon Garfunkel. I don't even think I've ever heard their version of Bridge Over Troubled Water. So that's all we got for you. So again, all of our social media has been going down below us on the ticker. I like that ticker. Anyways, if you like this video, smash that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. Please subscribe. And if you want to be notified when any new videos come out, again, this is number one of about 16 videos. All of our social media links will also be down in the description. You can find our podcast, Used and Abused, a music podcast, on most podcast apps and directories. Just type it in and search. Also, we are on, for those of you who don't use podcast apps or whatnot, or you just listen to music on your way to work or whatnot, and you use Spotify, TuneIn, and or Stitcher, we are also on those platforms. So, other than that, I hope everybody has a great what's left of the work week. Whenever you do have your days off, have a great weekend. Have a great what's left of your work week, depending on what you have.